So, I received this here message, private message on FFnet, about a new AI tool that's being advertised around, and they're asking me to beta it. I asked them why the heck they picked me. They're not paying me anything, but I'm going to check it out anyway. So I set up an account, HeartByte. Imagine more, write less. The easiest AI co-pilot writing tool for free. I've actually considered trying to use like the regular OpenAI to just train it with my writing and see if it could write anything with the outline, but that's just too much work. But these guys reached out to me, so let's see what's going on here. I already watched their one tutorial. All you do is give it a story name, a story summary, the number of chapters, or continue with an existing story. That one I might try with one that I actually have halfway finished, which is plenty of them. So I decided to go into my back catalog here and see what stories I haven't finished writing yet. So half of these have like 20 book outlines in them. But I'm going to go with one that was just a throwaway chapter that I was never going to get around to. It's called Children of Nyx. And I have the concept already opened. Here's a quick little story outline I'm going to give it. Children of Nyx. I usually go about, only 15? Okay, we'll go with 15 chapters. And let's generate. So what it does is it just generates random chapter outlines with bullet points for you to work on. And I think as a writing prompt, if you just have a story idea and don't know where to go with it, I think this might be a good way to go. All it does is give you an outline to work with. You can hammer it out. It has options to write chapters for you or expand chapters you've already written. I might try that with one of my half-written books that they just aren't working and I don't think are good enough to finish. So I'm going to do this. Also, I went to YouTube. There's no videos on them, but there is a musician named HeartByte Studios. I'll check them out just because why not? So as you can see, it's trying to generate a story outline for me, even though I already have one, and I'll compare them in a minute. Actually, I'll just Children of Nyx outline. We'll compare in a second. All right. Dreams beyond the sea. Opal, a young girl residing on a Caribbean island with her English serviceman father, spends her nights ensnared in vivid dreams. Unlike the sun-drenched reality of her days, her dreams unfolded in a world aglow with bioluminescent creatures, a surreal contrast to the azure blues and greens of her Caribbean home. Opal's fascination with these dreams grew with each passing night, intertwining her destiny with a world far beyond her wildest imaginings. Nettle of the Stars. It's a little too poetic. In what was once considered a mere fantasy, Opal's life took a miraculous turn upon meeting Nettle, a young boy whose origins were as alien as the creatures she dreamt of. They changed it. They had the boy actually on her planet. So let me show you what Opal is the daughter of an English serviceman stationed in the Caribbean. Despite being surrounded by a gorgeous tropical paradise, she has recurring dreams of an even more exotic place, an alien world of bioluminescent creatures and equally alien people therein. For a long time, she assumed they were just dreams, until she made friends with a young alien boy, Nettle, and learned it was all real. Now she's a recurring guest and helpless observer as she tried to save the boy from the devastation of his world, all while her own world is lit on fire. Here's the thing I didn't mention. She's astral projecting, and she meets Nettle on his world, not the other way around. They just switched it up. So they already screwed it up. Not that it's their fault, that's because it's an AI, and I didn't make that clear. No, better. It was going really great for the first 7 chapters. First 7 were spot on. But then they just go right off the cliff. Confronted by the goddesses. Yeah, they're trying to make this more kid-friendly than I was intending. Unity echoes through time. The Dreamwalker's legacy. Their dreamwalking evolves, enabling all beings of both worlds to share in the experience. Creating a collective consciousness that's... Collective consciousness? No! Oh my goodness. Nyx and her daughters relent, allowing the bond between Opal and Edel to persist. They become known as the Children of Nyx, heralds of the new era. Alright, so that's not... But it's better. Like, it gets better and better. So what's going on here is that I need to go up through... There we go. So far, I actually am very impressed. Just takes a little bit more work than I expected. So far, I can promote this more as a prompt writer. If you have an outline, it will prompt you to better rough in your outline that anybody reading the outline could get a good idea of the entire story. But at some point, you pretty much actually have to give them a proper story outline, a chapter-by-chapter outline. So what I'm going to do, not on screen for you guys to see, I'm going to get my actual chapter-by-chapter outline, put them all in one document, edit them around a little bit, put it in, and see what it comes up with. And I think I'm going to be very impressed. But first, let's choose an existing... Never mind. It just actually lets you choose between the old versions they've come up with. You can't just add chapters you have completed and let it extrapolate from there. Okay. So, I've said a lot of nice things about it. Now, a little bit of criticism. It needs to go to at least 25 chapters. Well, preferably 30, because that's a good length. That's pretty much the maximum length of a book I could come up with. And it needs to allow you to actually not just come up with an outline for a story, but to actually upload the first few chapters or first few dozen chapters. And then extrapolate from there the way it is here, which I realize will take much more processing power. But so far, I'm impressed. I would promote this wholeheartedly as a prompt writer and as a story fleshing outer. I know, not a word. I English good. I English good. But yeah, that's my review of HeartByte. I like it. I think I'm going to use it for stories that I have a writer's block on and needed to outline a chapter. But I'm wondering if I change this, will it then change the later chapters based on the changes I've made here? Because that's something I would need. Because what I could do is I could give it a story outline for one of the stories I'm writing, like Records and Successors, which I'm stuck at 10 chapters, and I'm stuck. I am so stuck. What I could do is I could give it those first 10 chapters, give it a general outline, or just let it come up with something for the rest of the story based on that. That's my question to Miss Rachel of HeartByte. Can it do that? If not, that's what you go with next. That and expanding it to more than 15 chapters. I can't recall ever reading a book that's 15 chapters or less, and that's just like a textbook. So I think it needs to go up to 30. I know that might be asking a bit much, but so far you got something here. You've got a great prompt writer. If failing that, though, you could just split these into two or three chapters. Actually, yeah, each of these are pretty much 2 chapters. 2, sometimes 3. But yeah, I am impressed, and I promote it. As for its... Well, it allows you to actually work on these chapters, and it has the ability to propose versions, make changes that you need to propose. So if you need to add plot twists, it actually has a feature for that. I'm not testing that out today because I don't think I need it. I'm pretty good at the plot twist thing, but you guys might. Tweak, refactor, I don't know. Okay, so you can revise the plot of separate chapters. You can write something like, add plot where Juliet sneaked out. Yep, okay. Oh, and they have a little tutorial video on the very front of this. I'm not saving this, I don't care. Open. That's image, no. The image doesn't actually link back to the homepage. You should fix that. Your site logo should have an href link to the homepage. Always. Basic web development there. Your AI programming is good. Your web development needs a little bit of work. But yeah, they actually have a little 3 minute 33 second video teaching you the basics, and I promote it. First of all, we need more than 15 chapters, but what you should do as soon as you come in is you can put in a story title, do all of this as well, and you select the number of chapters, and then it opens up all of these chapter outlines, and they come in blank. I want all of these words gone. What I want to do instead is that there should be options right here that say, this is a finished chapter, or this is a chapter outline. And then I input what's necessary to be here. And so then it opens this, and then I can either paste my own chapter outline, or a full chapter. And I can do this for as many chapters as are completed. And then, once we get to the part where I'm stuck on this story, I need new ideas, here's an outline of what I want this chapter to be about. Or let the AI come up with something by adding a general story outline and then letting it base what it wants to suggest for future chapters from here. And if it could do that, this would be a 10 out of 10 app. Right now, it does just amount to a prompt writer for me. Like here's a writing prompt. I give it a little inkling of an idea, and then it creates a writing prompt from that. I like that. Very useful just on its own. But for what it's advertising itself to be, it's not quite there yet. If you take my suggestions of at least 30 chapters, although I actually use I would need well over 50 for some of my fan fictions, and some of my customers too. I would actually recommend they use this app, and they could fire me. I would love to lose my job and have people have an app like this that would let them finish their stories with the stuff I've already written for them. They could input all the chapters I've already written for them, and then they could go, okay, here's the chapter outline for where we left off, and they could damn near finish it themselves or half finish it, send it off to me, cut my work down in half. I would never use this for anything my customers would hire me to do. I might use it for some of the fan fictions I write that are just at a standstill. I am complete writer's block. There's nothing more for me. Or for some of my actual novels. Probably not this one, because as you could see from the fact that I was willing to that I was willing to share all this with everybody, I do not care about this story. Hell, you can steal it. I don't mind. Watch this be like the one thing ever written by me or half written by me that makes $1 billion. And I'll just have to keep sending them letters and emails saying, hey, am I ever going to get some of that? They're not going to harass them or sue them to say, hey, remember how you stole my story and made $1 billion? Am I ever going to see some of that? Hopefully they're Mormons so I can send them whiskey as a Christmas present. But I'm Nonsensical Rants. I hope you enjoyed this nonsensical rant, and I'll see you guys around. Go ahead and click the buttons or support me on Patreon.